Shout out to everybody on the Ringo TV Raw channel. We are back again with another one. This time, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I had to come on live, man. It's like, you know, you in these YouTube streets, you kind of see things in the clouds. And your boy NUBREED is back at it again. This time, he's talking about Delta planes crashing. And he claimed that, you know, God told you in the Bible that you shouldn't take flights in the winter. This is what he's saying, guys. And we got to talk about it. I don't know, man. Let's get into the tape. You know, let's talk about this, guys. You got to beware of these false prophets, man. You really got to beware of false prophets. Right, so let's get right to the tapes. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Let's get to the tapes, find out what he's talking about, see if it makes sense from the Bible.
We're in Matthew chapter 20, and then we're going to read 21. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
Come on now, dog.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. So, when it says, don't take your flight in the wintertime, the Most High is giving you a direct commandment through his son Christ. Some people are wondering, how was this written in the word all this time ago? Now, this is where we break down the genius of Messiah. This is where we break down the genius of him. He was talking about fleeing from Babylon, and he was speaking in regards to taking to the mountains when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies. But the word he used was flight because it meant ascension, meaning you're going to the next phase, the next stage, the next world, the next place, but you're going upward because you're going into the mountains. So the word would have been ascend, but in that language barrier, through that translation, you were unable to word it that way. So what does that mean? That means Christ, through his glorious wisdom, was able to word this in a way where we can understand it in today's time. All right. Now, isn't that something?
Come on now, dog.
And so what it's talking about is we're not supposed to be taking our flights in the winter. Pray that it be not on the Sabbath. Now, although it's speaking in regards to, you know, fleeing Babylon, this place we're in here is Mystery Babylon, the place that was not, and still is. Meaning, Rome went into perdition. Meaning, Rome took a deadly wound, but it didn't die. America is Rome. And so imagine the Most High, through his son Christ, warning us about the very same thing a couple thousand years ahead. But pray thee, it says, but pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. And this is why I talk about keeping God's laws, but people don't be wanting to hear that.
Come on now.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So here you have it. If you moving in wisdom, if you're not taking flights in the winter, if you are honoring the Sabbath and you're scheduling your flights not on the Sabbath day, then there you have it.
You know, it's amazing, guys. It really is amazing when we got to do content like this. This man literally took all the scriptures out of context to promote fear, to make people be afraid of getting on planes. We got to talk about it, guys. So first thing first we got to look at is, why is he twisting the Bible? Like, why? Why? Why is he twisting the Bible to promote fear? Now, if anybody know anything about New Bonnet, this man specialized in nothing but fear-mongering. Every video, Every video he posts is always doom and gloom, fear. Your family is trying to get you. They're gang stalking you. We got to get rid of everybody out of our lives because they're trying to get us. Everybody's against us. The world's going to crumble. The economy's going to fall. Don't take no flights. Fear, fear, fear. It's never any good news. He couldn't wait for a new story that has fear. It's AI. AI is flying the planes now. Oh, you're not supposed to take a flight on the Sabbath. So what if I got to go to work? What if I got to take my baby to the hospital? What about that? See, this is the problem, people. You got to stop listening to false prophets, right? Let's review the tapes. Let's find out what's going on so we can cook. Let's get back to the top of the video. Let's see what we got. Let's go.
We in Matthew chapter 20, and then we're going to read 21.
First of all, it's not Matthew chapter 20. You got it all wrong, right? It's actually Matthew chapter 24. You understand? So you're all wrong. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. But guys, this is what happens when you listen to false prophets, false teachers. He said Matthew chapter 20. It's not Matthew chapter 20. It's not. It's chapter 24. Come on now. This doesn't make no sense. But let's listen to the tapes. Let's just go.
But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter.
What? Pray ye that your flight be... There was no planes back then. Sir, there was no planes back then. That's not a prophecy. There was no planes. You understand? Do you know how to read flight like your travels? Your travel. Like when you're traveling. Like, I don't understand why this guy... First of all, let's get into some more important matters. How come he didn't read verse 19? How come he didn't read verse 19? Let's see what verse 19 says, guys. Let's check out verse 19. Verse 19 of Matthew chapter 24 says, "And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days." Didn't this man's baby mama had a baby in the winter? Didn't she have a baby in the winter? So based on that, that would go against scripture too. Because it says in the scriptures, "And woe unto them that are with child," which means if you're a woman and you're with child in those days, since he believed that day is today, right? Then him having a so-called baby in the winter and his baby mama is giving suck or infamil formula, then basically she's in trouble too. Because it says, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. It's not talking about a plain dummy. You over here promoting fear, making all of these people worry about taking flights. You got people that their job is to take a flight every day. You got people that their livelihood, their job, they got to take a flight every single day. What about the people that work for the airlines? Have you ever thought about that? You're telling people not to take flights in winters. That's not what the Bible said. The Bible did not say that. Clearly, he's teaching false doctrine. And he told you that it's a commandment of God not to do so. That's not what the Bible said. You see? Listen, these Bible verses is not even for you. Are you not understanding, guys? It says in verse 16, Then let them which be in Judea. Are you in Judea? Are you in Judea? I'm just trying to figure this out. Are we in Judea? Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. So the context of these verses is talking about them which be in Judea, right? Flee into the mountains. So now, in order to flee, you got to travel, right? So when we understand reading and comprehension skills, because we know New Bonnet don't know how to read. You don't know how to read, guys. This is what happens when you have men that want to be teachers on social media, and all they do is fearmonger all day. And every now and then I got to come out and check somebody. Like, the dude don't know how to read. Then let them. So we're talking about a specific people. Let them which be in Judea, right? Judea, flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. You see that? Don't take anything out of your house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them which are with child. Now, why would it say woe unto them with child? Because if you're fleeing, if you're in a state of traveling and you're pregnant as a woman, right? Or you got to give suck to a baby, it's going to be very difficult in a hostile environment to be raising a baby while fleeing persecution. You understand? Because that's what this really is all about. When you understand how to read, right? How to read. This is about people being persecuted. Now, New Bonnet don't understand context. He's not giving you what the scripture is really saying, right? He's giving you what the devil want you to know, which is fair being on a plane. I'm not fair in being on nothing. If I got to go take a flight tomorrow on a plane, I'm going on a plane. You know why? Because the Most High is with me. I'm not going to be around worrying. If that's the case, don't even drive your car, because if you drive your car, then something's going to happen to you. He's fear-mongering. He's promoting fear tactics, making you afraid. And that is what's going to bring forth death, because death and life is in the power of the tongue. They that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You understand? Some of you are flight attendants. Some of you are pilots and you work in the airlines and you take flights all the time. It's an everyday thing. Some of you work in different cities and you take a flight every morning to go to work. And then you take a flight back home. And you do this all the time. It's routine for you every day. You never had no issues. But then you come across NUBREED's video, which is telling you don't take a flight in the winter. So let me get this straight. I could take flights in the summer, but not the winter. You know, I'm surprised you ain't say fall, being that planes are falling out of the sky. Right? So it says, and unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Why? Because you're traveling, you're fleeing persecution. So you're on the road. It might be a situation where you don't have no food because you're traveling, you're fleeing persecution. It ain't no grocery stores when you're fleeing, right? All you could take is the ration of whatever you got. And if you're with a woman who's with child, pregnant in those days, right? You're going to suffer. That's pretty much what he's saying. Has nothing to do with no damn airplane. But pray ye that your flight. He took flight and he took it and turned it into plane. No. Pray ye that your travel your travels be not in the winter. Why? It's cold. It's cold in the winter. Who wants to be fleeing persecution in the winter when it's cold? Who wants to do that? You see? Neither on the Sabbath day. Right? For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then, if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. See, he's telling you to believe it not, but NUBREED just told you that Jesus is giving you a prophetic warning not to fly on a plane. But Jesus just warned you and told you, if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. If any man come to you on YouTube saying, don't take no flight because in the Bible, God has given you, through Jesus Christ, a special commandment not to take a flight in the winter because, you know, doom and gloom, you know, boogity boo, the boogeyman, your plane gonna crash. That's not what it says, guys. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets. Right? Listen. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and they shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it be possible, they shall deceive the very elect. There you have it, fam. There you got it. Think about it. All of the people that was in this live stream are being deceived. Deceive. Let's check this out in the Amplified Bible, right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 16 to 24 from the Amplified Bible. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Look at that, guys, for refuge. You see that? For refuge. Whoever is on the housetop must not go down to get the things that are in his house. Why? Because there will not be enough time. See, when they're coming to you to persecute you, to kill you, right? You don't got time to be taking furniture, right? If there's a fire in your house, right, you got to flee. Now, if you could put out the fire in time, then do so. But if the fire is out of control, there's no time to start packing up, you know, what you got to take. I cannot pack up my clothing collection. I can't do that. I got to just flee, right? So it says there's not going to be enough time, right? Verse 18, whatever is in the field, whoever is in the field must not turn back to get his coat, right? Why would you get a coat? Because it's cold, right? Verse 19, and woe to those who are pregnant. Woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing babies in those days. Why? If you're fleeing persecution, nursing a baby in that time would cause you nothing but stress. Because why? You ain't gonna have no food. You're on the road fleeing persecution. You don't got time to pretty much relax and nurse a baby. And if you're pregnant, we're trying to run. We're trying to flee. You carrying a baby. So it's going to be difficult. We're going to get caught. We're going to get caught. We're going to get killed. Because you're with a woman who's pregnant. She's going to slow you down. You see do you see why reading comprehension is important? Right? So it goes on and it says, verse 20, pray that your flight from persecution and suffering. Did you get that? Pray that your flight In other words, your travel, you're fleeing from what? Persecution and suffering. Are you getting that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see why Ringo TV got to come on to give you the proper understanding? Because I don't want you to be deceived by false prophets. You know, I don't want you to be deceived. Because a lot of you that are in his live, you've been deceived, and I'm trying to show you the truth. Now, of course, some of you, you're not going to like me just because, but I got to show you the truth, right? It says, pray that your flight translation meaning your travel, you're fleeing from what? Persecution and suffering will not be in the winter or on the Sabbath, right? When Jewish laws prohibit traveling. See that? Travel. Do you see the context? Travel, flight, travel, flight, travel, flight, travel, flight, travel, flight, travel. Do you see how when you read the scriptures, it answers itself? So when the scripture says flight, it's talking about travel. Was that hard to understand, guys? That wasn't hard to understand, right? Pray that your flight from persecution and suffering will not be in the winter or on a Sabbath when Jewish laws prohibit travel. For at that time, there will be a great tribulation, pressure, distress, oppression, such as has not occurred since the beginning of the world until now, nor ever will again. And if those days of tribulation had not been cut short, no human life would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, God's chosen ones, those days will be shortened. Then, if anyone says to you during the great tribulation, see, tribulation, right? Look, here is Christ, or here he is, do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will appear, and they will provide great signs and wonders, so as to deceive, if possible, even the elect, God's chosen ones. And this is what I'm trying to help you folks to avoid from being deceived by NUBREED's lesson promoting fear, anxiety, depression. That's all this does. Content like that promotes nothing but fear and anxiety and depression. Listen to what he got to say, guys. Listen to what he had to say. Let's go.
Be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
Let's start it back from the top for those that just walked in the class.
We're in Matthew chapter 20, and then we're going to read 21. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. So,
listen,
when it says, don't take your flight in the wintertime, the Most High is giving you a direct commandment through his son Christ.
there is no direct commandment from his son Christ. That was not no commandment. What is he talking about? There was no commandment in that scripture for you not to take a flight in a plane in the winter. He's lying to you. He's promoting fear. That's called fear-mongering.
Some people are wondering, how was this written in the word all this time ago?
Look what somebody wrote in his comments. Somebody named Cloudface says he didn't use the word flight. He didn't write in English. Well, of course, he didn't use that word. That's translations, you know? But what New Bonnet want to do is, being that he's seeing all these plane crashes, he specialized in promoting fear. All his content is based on death, fear, your family betraying you, your friends betraying you. Everything is fear-based. After listening to any of his videos, you're going to be depressed. You're going to just not want to live your life, because it's like, what's the point of living when everybody's against me and, you know, everybody's gang stalking me and, you know, I'm just oppressed and nobody likes me. Everybody's jealous of me. They're trying to stop me. They're trying to take me out. I mean, that's the content he do every day. Pretty much anytime New Breed makes a video, it's the same video every single day. If you really understand his content, he do the same video every day. He just word it differently. That's all he do. He couldn't wait for a new video about a plane crash just to go to the Bible and twist scriptures to promote fear.
Now, this is where we break down the genius.
What?
Of Messiah. This is
on
where we
now,
break
dog.
down the genius of him. He was talking
on,
about
man.
fleeing from Babylon, and he was speaking in regards to taking to the mountains when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies. But the word he used was flight because it meant ascension.
He didn't use no word flight. What are you talking about? That's a translational. What are you talking about? He used the word. Bro, what are you talking about? He said he used the word flight. This is crazy, man.
Meaning you're going to the next phase, the next stage, the next world, the next place,
Come
but
on
you're
now,
going
dog.
upward because you're going into the
Come
mountains.
on,
So the
man.
word would have been ascend, but
What do you mean ascend? No, you're a dummy. The word flight was placed there by translators, which simply means to travel, dummy. What's the matter with this dude? Bro,
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
what's the matter with this guy, fam? Look what the Bible says, guys. Again, it says it right there in verse 20. Pray that your flight from persecution and suffering will not be in the winter or on a Sabbath, when Jewish laws prohibit travel. We're not ascending, dummy. Nobody's ascending in the sky. Where's he getting the word ascend?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Let's get back to the content. Back to the content.
that language barrier, through that translation, you were unable to word it that way.
What?
So what does that mean? That means Christ, through his glorious wisdom, was able to word this in a way where we can understand it in today's time. All right?
What? What are you talking
Come
about?
on now, dog. Come on, man.
What do you mean understanding in this time? He's not even talking to us. He's not talking to us. We're not in Judea. We're not in Judea. What mountain we fleeing to? And how come he haven't fled to the mountain?
Now, isn't that something? And so what it's talking about is we're not supposed to be taking our flights in the winter.
What?
Come on.
Pray that
now,
it be
dog.
not on the Sabbath.
Come
What?
on, man.
You bugging, bro. So wait a minute. So you mean to tell me the Bible is telling all of us not to take a flight in the winter? So if we take a flight in the winter, we risk crashing. So you're promoting fear. This dude is off, bro. False prophet alert.
Now, although it's speaking in regards to, fleeing Babylon.
Now he's saying it's speaking in regards to fleeing Babylon. He's trying to make it be for multiple different issues. Like, come on, you can't do that.
This place we're in here is Mystery Babylon. The
What?
place that was
Mystery Babylon? What?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Mystery Babylon. Where he getting this stuff from?
Was not and still is. Meaning, Rome went into perdition. Meaning, Rome took a deadly wound, but it didn't die. America is Rome. And so imagine the Most High, through his son Christ, warning us about the very same thing a couple thousand years ahead.
What?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yo, he's off, man. He's totally off on this one, fam. I mean, he's always off, but you know, this is bad.
But pray thee, it says, but pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. And this is why I talk about keeping God's laws, but people don't be wanting to hear that. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
There is no tribulation right now. You're misleading these people.
So here you have it. If you moving in wisdom, if you're not taking flights in the winter, if you are honoring the Sabbath and you're scheduling your flights not on the Sabbath day.
Scheduling your flights. So let me get this straight, New Bonnet. If you're a baby needs to go to the hospital and it's on the Sabbath, are you going to stay home? Or are you going to go take your baby to get some help? I want to know. Because dude is acting ultra deep. You know he's crazy. You know that, right? This man literally is telling you guys that the Bible is telling you not to book your flight in the winter. And if you do, the fear is the plane is going to crash if you do. So what is he promoting? Fear. Fear of death. Fear of a plane crashing. I mean, there is never any good news that he ever shares. Never. There's never good news. It's always doom, gloom. I mean, my God, it's so depressing. And sometimes I'll be wondering, like, this dude is not happy, bro. This dude is miserable. To be promoting doom and gloom like this every single day, fear. It's never anything good. It's never, oh, you're going to have a great week. It's always, you know, it's your boy NUBREED coming back with another live stream. Hey, brothers and sisters, your family and your friends are trying to take you out. You know, on these jobs, your colleagues, your friends, business associates, you know, even on the internet, you know, it's a lot of people, a lot of snakes. You know, you got to really cut the grass because they trying to take you out. And, you know, there's a lot of meat suits, NPCs, gang stalkers, and they're trying to do energy harvesting. And I just want you brothers and sisters to know that as a chosen one, these vampires, these witches, these warlocks, they're out to get us. You know, even your mama can get you. That's what he talk about every day. Just the other day, he said, even your mama. He said, even your mama will come get you. I'm like, damn. Even Big Mama? Fair-based content every single day, guys. And his audience are dumb too, fam. Like, they slow as hell, fam. For real, for real.
Then there you have it.
That's crazy.
We in Matthew chapter 20,
How come you didn't read verse 18? How come you didn't read verse 19? He went straight to verse 20. No. Read verse 19. Because your baby mama, the one you never married, your baby mama had a baby in the winter. How come you didn't read what the Bible said about that? If you're telling people not to have their flight in the winter, then they shouldn't be having babies in the winter too. Right? Come on now. You shouldn't be having babies in the winter. Again, Matthew 24, verse 19, it says, "And woe unto them that are with child, and to those that give suck in those days." Okay, so if he wants you to believe that God, through Jesus Christ, through their infinite wisdom, right, don't want you to book a flight in the winter, right, then he should be following what verse 19 says, "Woe unto them that are with child and to them that give suck in those days." Well, isn't his baby mama the one that he told me is a migrant? Isn't she giving her baby suck right now? That would mean he's breaking the commandments based on his own, his own belief system that he's teaching you. The Bible don't tell you nothing about don't fly planes in the winter. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard, guys. The dumbest thing I ever heard.
And then we're going to read 21. "But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter."
Travel. Pray that your travel be not in the winter. Learn how to read, dog. My goodness, bruh. Learn how to read. So if your kids are hungry in the winter and it's on the Sabbath, you're not going to go to the store and go grocery shopping? Well, I ain't going to do that because I don't want to break the Sabbath. Fam, stop capping. Stop the cap. People be lying all the time. The ones that be professing what you got to do this, you got to do that, they don't even follow what they say. Somebody said NUBREED's video content will, I guess, cause you stress all day. If you listen to him, you must have a relationship with God and his word yourself. Yeah, definitely. It will cause you stress even if you're prayed up. Listen, you could be prayed up. You could be in the word. If you tune into his videos, you'll be depressed afterwards. You would literally be depressed. The content will literally make you feel like everybody's out to get you. You know what I mean? Like all your neighbors are coming for you. Everybody in your family don't want to see you make it. I mean, imagine that. You really believing that everybody's against you. Fam, you could be living in your own little box thinking that madness, whereas everybody don't even care about what you got going. Nobody don't even care. It's in your mind. Sometimes you think you're so great that you feel everybody's out to get you. Nobody's thinking about you. Sometimes we talk to ourselves and convince ourselves that, everybody's trying to bring me down. You know what I mean? Nobody ain't thinking about you. He do that kind of content because his audience is dumbed down. You have to understand. Certain viewers are just dumb. So it's like they love stuff like that. They love stuff like this. Watch this, guys. You ready for it? Here we go. Brothers and sisters, welcome back to another video. What I want to talk about today is, your friends, they're really your enemies. Now, I know we all have enemies, but the friends that you have around you right now, the people that are around you right now, you need to get rid of them out of your life. These people that are around you, they're snakes, they're evil, they're plotting. They really don't want to see you make it. All the people that you have around you right now, the people you calling your friends, they're of the devil. You see, as a chosen one, we have to protect our energy because there's energy harvesting. There's meat suits, NPCs, vampires, witches, warlocks. They're all over the place. And what these demons are trying to do is take our light. You know what I mean? And they're all around you. You see them on your job every single day. They trying to take you off your square. They play with your mind. And it's like, we attract that as chosen ones. We really attract a lot of bad people as chosen ones. We attract that energy because of our light. You know what I mean? And it's this is why, you know, we have to really walk alone and embrace the lonely life, is because God is trying to protect us from meat suits and NPCs. This is what he do. He do this every day, guys. Every single day. And people buy it up. There's an audience, man. There's an audience for everything, man. Some people just love slow content.
On the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. So, when it says, don't take your flight in the wintertime.
Listen.
The Most High is giving you a direct commandment through his son, Christ.
No, he did not. That's a lie. And to everybody that's on the Ringo TV Raw channel, like the video footage is being shown on the Ringo TV Reactions channel. We're streaming on 2 platforms, right? In case you're over there, NUBREED, a.k.a. New Bonnet, is back at it again with more fair content. I mean, all the videos that he posts is always fair-based. You know what I mean? It's always fair, doom and gloom, the world coming to an end. You're going to lose your job tomorrow. Let's panic. Let's worry. We're not going to make it. Doom, doom, AI, NPCs, witches, warlocks. Every single day, guys. You know what I mean? Every day is the same thing.
Some people are wondering, how was this written in the word all this time ago?
See, notice what he said. People are literally saying in his comments, wow, how is it that these things was written that long ago? That just goes to show how manipulative he is, because the scripture have nothing to do with you taking planes. It has nothing to do with that. He's playing on the emotions of people that are weak and dumb. Sad to say, guys, there are viewers that are just dumb. There's no nice way to put it. Some people are just dumb. They believe anything. You can tell them whatever, they believe it. You know, you have some person on YouTube, they went to Twitch's gravesite and they're there with some voice box and it's filled with a bunch of idiots in the comments who believe that nonsense. I even seen viewers of mine in the comments. And I was shaking my head because I'm like, you guys are on this person's platform. You're not saying what they're doing is wrong. You don't believe it. It's almost like you believe what the person is doing. And this is what I mean. Like, a lot of people come on social media watching videos and they love witchcraft. They love voice box. They love people that conjure up spirits. You have a lot of satanic people out here, man. I literally seen viewers of mine on other people's platforms that are clearly full of crap. And they never let the person know, well, like, what kind of madness is this? Or, hey, check out Ringo TV's video. Or it's like you just gave that person the views and the clicks they need. And the person is full of crap. It's sad. People love listening to lies.
Now, this is where we break down the genius of Messiah. This is where we break down the genius of him.
He ain't breaking down anything because he's twisting the scriptures, guys. The Bible did not tell you not to take a plane in the winter. That's a lie.
He was talking about fleeing from Babylon And he was speaking in regards to taking to the mountains when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies. But the word he used was flight because it meant ascension.
No, it don't. It means to travel, dummy. Learn how to read.
Meaning you're going to the next phase, the next stage, the next world, the next place, but you're going upward because you're going into the mountains.
Oh my goodness, bro. This is crazy, man.
So the word would have been ascend, but in that language.
No, the word is travel. As seen from the Amplified Bible, verse 20 of chapter 24, pray that your flight from persecution and suffering will not be in the winter or on a Sabbath, when Jewish laws prohibit what? Travel. My goodness, this dude is slow, bro. Like he don't know how to read, man. Guys, you have to really watch who's teaching you, because this is why the Christian church is full of crap and a lot of Israelites are off. They just teach you a bunch of lies all day, man. It's crazy out here.
Which barrier? Through that translation, you were unable to word it that way. So what does that mean? That means Christ, through his glorious wisdom, was able to word this in a way where we can understand it in today's time.
Now he's taking a scripture that was for that time and he's twisting it for today's time. If it's for today's time, verse 19 basically told you, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. So wouldn't that apply to your baby mama for having a baby in the winter? It's a bad time to have a baby based on scriptures if you want to take it there.
All right. Now, isn't that something? And so what it's talking about is we're not supposed to be taking our flights in the winter. Pray that it be not on the Sabbath. Now, although it's speaking in regards to, fleeing Babylon, this place we're in here is Mystery Babylon, the place that was not, and still is.
Come on, man.
Meaning, Rome went into perdition. Meaning, Rome took a deadly wound, but it didn't die. America is Rome.
Come on,
and so
dog.
Imagine the Most High, through his son Christ, warning us about the very same thing a couple thousand years ahead. But pray ye, it says, but pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day.
Come on,
and this is why I talk about keeping God's laws, but people don't be wanting to hear that. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So here you have it. If you moving in wisdom, if you're not taking flights in the winter, if you are honoring the Sabbath and you're scheduling your flights not on the Sabbath day, then there you have it.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
There you have it, people. I'm trying to help you out, man. Trying to show y'all the real. I had to do this quick video right now to kind of wake the people up, man, because it's like, man, he deceiving a lot of people, man. A lot of people being deceived left and right, bro. Like, this is sad, man. Absolutely sad how people are being taken for a ride and they can't see it, man. They can't see it. It's like you try to show them, it's like they just don't get it, dog. Like, dude, twist the whole Bible, man. Lied to the people, fear-mongered the people, got people worried about taking flights now. Think about all the people that's watching his content, and right after they finish, they fear for their life because they got to take a flight somewhere. And rather than him instill faith, peace, love, and joy, it's like he put fear in them. So imagine getting on board a plane and you just finished watching his video. You're in the air and you're just like worried. Like, oh man, yo, I hope my plane don't crash. You see how you giving life? You're giving life to it. See, what you don't understand, guys, is when he do that kind of video, he's placing curses on people. That's what it is. It's witchcraft. That's what warlocks do. It's witchcraft. That's what they're doing. You know, and shout out to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? I see people coming in saying what's going on, Ringo. I see Ethereal in there. I think I seen Rollo earlier. Just shout out to everybody, you know what I mean? I don't want to call everybody's name out. But, you know, shout out to everybody on the Ringo TV Raw channel. What he's doing, he's placing curses on you, man. Curses, that's all it is. You know, and it's just sad, man. What he's supposed to be teaching people is just because you see these things happening with planes, that doesn't mean you live in fear. Don't live in fear, people. The Bible teaches us God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. How come he's not saying that? How come he's not teaching you what thus saith the Lord? God has not given us a spirit of fear. So if I'm taking a flight, why am I worried about a plane crashing? That's crazy. Do you know taking a plane is more safer than driving? Did you know that? Taking a plane is more safe than driving. That's right. When every day you get in your car and you drive, it's not as safe as a plane, you know? And the reason why it's not about fear, it's about the fact that you're driving all the time and you're around other drivers that may not know how to drive like you. See, everybody believe they drive good. Everybody believe they're a good driver. But trust and believe, when you drive, somebody don't like the way you drive. They think that you don't know how to drive. So imagine being in a world where you're driving around and everybody don't know how to drive. People don't understand the street signs, people cutting you off, not signaling, running stop signs, running red lights, turning when they don't got the right of way. So you're dealing with this every day. Why do you think insurance prices are so high? Why do you think when you have accidents and all this other junk, they raise your insurance? They set it up. Oh, no fault insurance. In other words, I didn't do nothing wrong, but I'm being punished anyway. It's one big scam, I know. My point is, taking a flight is way more safer. You know why? Because when you're in the air, there ain't a bunch of traffic. There's planes all up in the sky, but the way it's set up, it ain't a bunch of them in the same area. But when you're on the road, you got to know how to drive. You got to keep your eyes open. You have to have vision from way ahead. You got to think. You got to look around. You got to watch everybody, man. You can't assume that everybody's doing the right thing. You can't assume that the truck see you. Like, if you pass in one of them big rig trucks, I suggest you pass the damn truck. You know what I mean? Pass that truck. Because sometimes they cutting in that exit, they don't see you, and they go turning in, and you figuring, well, he got to see me. No, he ain't going to see you. And he hit you in the car. He hit your car. So you got to always see things ahead of time. Think quick. You know? Be a defensive driver. But yeah, man, he took the scriptures out of context. He took the scriptures out of context and he promoted fear. Ladies and gentlemen, don't live in fear. Don't let doom and gloom content bring your spirit down. It's very depressing. It'll break you. It'll make you miserable, full of anxiety, fear. Don't let that stuff weigh in on you. You know? Fear-based content is from the devil. Anytime you hear anybody just speaking negative all day, it's like everything they talk about is negative. Like, it's just doom, gloom, fear, Your family don't like you. Your friends don't like you. Nobody likes you. Everybody's coming after you. Everybody just want to. Look, we know we got haters. We know we got enemies. But let's be real. Let's focus on who really is the enemy rather than making everybody appear to be the enemy when they're not. Because what I get is he's a guy that suffered from paranoia. He suffered from paranoia. That's the best way I could explain it. He's suffering from paranoia. And when people are paranoid, they think everybody's trying to get them. Everybody's jealous of them. Everybody's a hater of theirs. Heck, me making this video makes me a hater of his automatically. It can't be that I heard him say something and I want to do some content. Me doing content mean that I'm gang stalking, I'm a hater, I'm jealous, something. He'll make something up. You know? Somebody said it may be safer, but the chances of survival in a plane is significantly lower. I disagree. No one can say which is safer or chances of survival. You can crash in a car and die. You can get crushed to death in your car. That happened to people. Your car could explode and you burn alive in your car. Same thing. See, people think that when you crash, you can just open the door. No, you can't. When your legs are mangled up and your car door is crushed, you can't open it. They got to get the jaws of life to save you. So while you in there suffocating due to the smoke that's coming in your car, you dead. See? Just the other day, you had a car wreck with some young people, and if I'm correct, I think all of them died in the car. All of them died. They were speeding, some teens, and they all dead. Where's the survival? We're not talking about no fender bender. We're talking about a real hectic car crash. Ain't no surviving. You done. You know? What I'm trying to show you is that he's promoting fear. I don't promote fear. You know? If you driving, if you flying, safe travels. Keep the Most High first. Stay prayed up. But don't live in fear, worrying about. That's like do you worry when you go drive? Do you worry? Do you get in your car and be like, oh man, I don't know, man. They gonna get me. No, you don't think about it. You just go. You know? I find that when you worry, that's when stuff happens. When you worry about it, when you playing it in your mind and you see it happening before it happened, that's how you bring it to pass. That's how fear manifests. You know? Yeah, that's true. You have planes that crash in the summertime, but he's trying to make it seem like flying a plane in or being on a plane during the winter is a bad idea because they can crash. As if though if you're taking a flight in the summer, planes don't crash. The whole point is not about planes crashing. The point is just live your life. When it's your time, guys, it's your time. You can't escape your time. Do you understand? When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. That's how I see it. You can't stop your time to go. When it's your time to go, natural selection does what it needs to do. There's nothing you could do about it. You know? in his video, he was promoting what are them people that play around with numbers? There's like they always, I forgot what the hell you call that mess. All of that mess, fam, is not in the Bible. None of us really should be promoting all of that stuff. I remember I used to do that back in the days. I used to be like talking about what does these numbers mean, and them people that focus on numbers. None of that stuff is in the Bible, right? I don't care what it is, like what that stuff is. It's not in the Bible. The Most High didn't tell you to play around with none of that stuff. I don't know, numerology or whatever that stuff is. But he was promoting it in his video. And you got to question that and be like, wait a minute now. That's a red flag. Why is he promoting that? Because he was like, hey, we're all my people that understand the numbers. Where is that in the Bible? Come on, man. Gematria, that's what it is. Yeah, where is that in the Bible? When did Jesus do that? This is what I mean. You know? Because anybody can make any number mean something. You know, it's just crazy. But hey, we're gonna get up on out of here, guys. I'm gonna come back later with another one. I gotta talk about Twitch's cousin. I gotta review that video. Was pretty busy today. Yeah, so we're gonna get back to the content, do what we need to do. I just had to come on to talk about this, man, because I don't like when people being deceived and misled like this, man. It's like really, really bad. So make sure you get the likes up on the video, fam. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to the Ringo TV Reaction. Let's get it. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get these likes to 1,000. And we'll be back later on with more content. So y'all stay safe. Peace and blessings. It is what it is. It's just crazy out here, man. The man literally said, don't book a flight in the winter. In other words, if you do, you're going to crash and die. He said AI is flying the planes. I mean, my goodness, bro. It's crazy stuff. But hey, I'm going to sign out on the Ringo TV Raw. So peace and blessings to everybody on the Ringo TV Raw channel. Peace and blessings to y'all. We're going to sign out over there. So come on over to the Reactions channel. Peace to y'all.